Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to talk about a bit about in terms of using RSI as an indicator, which is a relative strength index indicator. Yeah, this is the most common indicators which is being used by traders. Most being used, but also most being uh, mismanaged, or a lot of things that people think is supposed to be used for, but it's not supposed to be. So with RSI, the general name is relative strength index indicator, right? It's an oscillator. So any indicators, they are lagging indicators. So this one is a lagging indicator as well. But what is generally used is when I was a starting trader, what I used to see is with an RSI, if something is over 70, it's overbought, right? So if something is over 70, it's overbought, which means overbought means you want to short it, and oversold, it's a buy, and then when it's below 30, you want to buy it, right? Easy enough, right? That's why you're saying, hey, you know what? If things goes over 70, you want to short it. Under 30, you want to buy it. Well, it's not really used that way. What I've seen over trial and errors over different over a span of years is RSI generally is being used for two reasons. Number one is in terms of trying to find momentum, right? So it is being used as a momentum indicator, nothing wrong about it, but also in terms of using it as a divergence indicator. So let's see. All right, so let's take a look at this chalk MU, right? I mean, if basic theory states if it's over 70, you want to go and short it. If it's under the 30 level, you want to go and buy it, right? I mean, sure, I mean, for some reasons and for some situations, yes, it's definitely going to work. But what I've really noticed is with RSI, because it's a momentum indicator, what you really want to see is the 50 line. This 50 line that you see on here, this is actually the more important line, which is if the stock is above the RSI 50, then actually you want to be looking for long positions because the momentum, if you look at the RSI calculations, is if it's a 14-day period average, it's a average gain over the past 14 periods. I mean, if the stock is up over the past 14 periods, it really means that the stock is actually strong, right? It doesn't mean the stock is weak. And if you look at this theory, if you look on any positions that you're trying to see any, as long as the whole the stock is over the RSI 50, then it's actually a good time to actually go long, right? There's a lot of long opportunities over here. So let's look at the big ones, say Baba, right? Alibaba over here. So you take a look at, there's a lot of good chances for you to go long. Stays over 50, you see breakout levels. For sometimes when there is really no setup, you can't really do anything about it. Once again over here, once it crosses over 50, you see this big down move. It's still, after this down move, the RSI didn't really go under 50, right? It still remained over 50. And if you see this breakout, once it breaks over this level, RSI still holds strong over 50. And look at this, there's an up move again, right? Let's look something else. Let's look in this situation once again. If you try to go short, I mean, it can work in certain situations, but if you try to go with the direction of the trend, right? With trading, we're always looking for trend direction. So if RSI stays over 50, I mean, if you look on this daily chart, I mean, this has stayed over 50 for the longest of times, right? So I mean, if you find some opportunities for you to go long, for example, right here, over 110 break is a really good cup and handle pattern over here. RSI is strong over 50, so it's a long trade. Something like this again, where dips, comes back, stays over 50, right, and you get this long trade. So I mean, you find a lot of opportunities with the RSI, right? I mean, once it goes below RSI under 50, you really don't have nothing to do with it. So let's say there's Baba. If you look at Momo, same thing. As long as once it recaptures this 50 line, if it stays over it, you always want to look at only for long opportunities. And hey, guess what? You know what? There's one breakout over here. There's another breakout over here. So, I mean, you find a lot of long opportunities. Same thing with over here. If you're trying to find, hey, you know what? This is our size over 50, and now we want to try to trade this on the long side. I mean, there is one falling wedge pattern over here, right? You see one pattern over here. The other pattern that you can see over right of the chart is over here, right? So, I mean, as long as RSI is over 50, you want to find long opportunities. If you want to see something like, say, Apple, which is a large cap number name, once again, RSI strengthens over 50. What you see over here is, once again, you see a nice break, just breaking out. As long as it stays over 50, you want to see a buying pattern, right? You can see this nice up move, this nice falling pattern over here, right? So yeah, I mean, as long as the price over 50 and under 50 is actually a short name, right? Something like if you see, so this is under 50, right? If you see it's under 50, then you always want to find short opportunities, right? Something like this, when it breaks under this level, stays under this $50 level. I mean, this is a weak stock, so you want to be shorting it, right? Then I think there's some news which came out and had this pop, and then it stayed over 50. It had this nice up move. Now it's back under 50, which means you shouldn't be taking for a short. So that's one way to do it. The other way that you can use it, so that's for momentum indicator using on the upside. If you want to use RSI, you can also use it for divergence purposes, right? If you look at, say, something like, I have to see if there's a divergence. So divergence really means the price is moving in the opposite direction, but the RSI is actually gaining strength, right? So, I mean, let's see in this certain situations. Trying to see if there's any stock which has actually gone on the lower end, but the price is actually held, right? Let's see if there's any examples over here for divergence. So divergence is something like this, where the price is actually, let's see, negative divergence. So negative divergence, let me just show you on here, where, I mean, in terms of, you have these higher highs, and then you have these lower highs, right? And then once you break on this consolidation, you have this down move, right? So these are divergence patterns. I usually use it as a momentum pattern, which is, if you want to try to screen for this, you do screener, you use stocks only because you only want to trade stocks. You want to have liquid names over 500,000 average volume. Technical, you want to have anything which is RSI over 50, right? The other trend indicators you can use are the moving averages, but if you just do RSI over 50, you'll see everything which is on the long side. And simply, if you do based on the range, you'll see stocks which have a lot of range, 75 cents or more. You can add a few more if you want to see stocks which is only on the uptrend, right? You want to do stocks over 200 moving average, stocks over 50-day moving average, and stocks over 20-day moving average. So now you're finding stocks which is on the longer time frame, mid time frame, and the shorter time frame. They are all on the upside because the price is above the moving averages. And now we also know with the RSI there is momentum in the stock as well, right? So now you narrow it down to 446 stocks. If you try to scan it over here, you can quickly take a look at it. Something like Lulu, right? So you have this Lulu stock. I mean, the RSI stays over 50, and just look at this. I mean, this, as long as RSI is over 50, it means there's a lot of momentum in the name, right? So you see these massive upswings. Something like even IQ, right? With IQ, you see the same thing. Dip below, but once it reclaimed this RSI 50, now you see a lot of momentum in this name again. So, I mean, those are the ways you can try to use these momentum RSI as an indicator, which is a momentum indicator, and use it for your own benefit. So that's how pros can use it, and that's how I use it. Any questions, hit me up. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Have a good one.